saying a fond farewell to a leading man in Norwich's arts world. The great and the good of the county gathering at the Theatre Royal to say goodbye to Peter Wilson after 25 years as their chief executive. But when he first arrived here, it wasn't the thriving regional theatre we see today.
Well, it was more or less derelict. When I arrived, there were 4 of us in a porter cabin in the car park, and there was some workmen in the building. This was February of '92, and we didn't open until November of '92. So the whole of that summer was spent overseeing the refurbishment work.
Tributes were flowing today, and one of the biggest of those was the naming of this auditorium at the brand new Stage 2 building behind the theatre that's been named after him. But there were plenty more to come.
He represents something so important to our region, as people have said. You know, it's not usual for a provincial theatre to be as successful as this, but also to have its influence on such a wide area.
I don't really know any other chief executive of a regional theatre in the country who has done as much as he's done in terms of revitalising the arts and really making Norwich an absolute sort of centre, not just Norwich of course, but Norfolk as well, an absolute centrepiece, you know, for culture generally.
Everybody wants to come into the theatre is reaching out into communities in an incredible way. Peter has reached across the whole of the country so that some of the very best work produced in the UK has a home here in Norwich, and that's so exciting. What an incredible 25 years for this place.
I've just seen that it's just increased so much in size more than anything else as well, but also just on the attendance and the shows that are coming in. The big shows are coming in now that maybe wouldn't have come here 20 years ago, but now it's on the top of the list for touring shows to come in.
Under Peter's leadership, the theatre has transformed. It now hosts some of the very biggest names and shows on the showbiz circuit. But what does he put the turnaround down to?
John Paul Getty said, if you want to get rich, right, you have to rise early, work hard, strike oil. And the oil here is Norfolk and Norwich. There's a very deep well of loyalty towards the institutions like the theatre, like the football club, like the cathedral, like the museums and galleries and so on around Norfolk. I think that the key to the Theatre Royal actually is that deep well of loyalty. We have 11,500 friends. It's 9,000 friends more than the national average.
Peter leaves just before Christmas, but for every audience member who's filled these seats and every actor who's stepped on this stage, Peter Wilson will leave a legacy that won't be forgotten. Neil Perry, Mustard TV, at Norwich Theatre Royal.